Boy faces 10 years in prison for selling fake consoles. Well, at least that's what the headlines around YouTube seem to be heading towards right now. But when you take a deeper look into what's going on, Soulja Boy's not in trouble at all, and he's not going to jail. Yet. Recently, an article surfaced online from MTO News. And if you're not familiar with them, it's probably because nobody's really heard of them. It's a gossip website, it's a tabloid, it's one of those pop-up websites overnight that doesn't really hold any ground with its news sources, and it doesn't back it up with any factual information. It literally creates a story out of thin air to get clicks. And to prove that point, I actually went to the website and clicked on it to see where it took me when I went to find out this Soulja Boy story. And sure enough, it brought me to a pop-up ad on a different site telling me I won something with my Cox Communications. No, this is a fake website, the story is completely fake, and there's nothing going on with Soulja Boy. But, in the interest of entertainment, let's walk through this article and see what they say about Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy faces 10 years in prison for fake game console with 2 exclamation points. MTO staff, December 14th, 2018. It's so good of a story that they actually don't even have a name to the person that wrote this article. MTO staff. Okay, off to a good start. Rapper Soulja Boy may be headed to federal prison over fake game console. Soulja Boys has reportedly been contacted by Nintendo. Literally, the grammar in the second word of the first sentence in the article isn't even proper. But whatever, we'll get past the proper grammar here, in saying that Soulja Boys has reportedly been contacted by Nintendo. Been contacted by Nintendo, reportedly. By who? Doesn't matter. We don't need to back that up. By Nintendo. How? What's the letter say? Where did you get this information? Who cares? We're just writing a story. Who is threatening to press criminal charges against Crank That Rapper, MTO News has confirmed. MTO News has confirmed. Let's go to Wikipedia to find out what MTO News actually is. MTO News, Media Takeout. Media Takeout is a blog-style gossip website catering to people that are interested in celebrity news. It also claims it is the most visited urban website in the world because of the number of people visiting daily. The website was founded by Fred Mwaga, I'm not even going to bother with that last name, a former corporate lawyer. Mwanganga, again, I'm not even going to bother. He's Ugandan parents, born in DC, great. What does he say about his own website? We get 90% of our stories from insiders looking to spill the beans, like hairstylists, bodyguards, or bitter ex-girlfriends. Okay, so sometimes gossip can be true. More often than not, it's not true. It's people just making up stories to get back at someone they're not happy with, or someone that pissed them off. They're trying to hit them in an area that hurts, and making up a story is usually the best way to do that. But how do they get the information on Soulja Boy right here? They don't tell us. Why? Why should they bother telling us? It's a fake story, so why even bother with details? Soulja Boy began selling a new game console to fans for $100 2 weeks ago, but the console is believed to contain copyrighted games owned by Nintendo. Okay, what did Nintendo do about this, MTO News? In a letter that was sent to Soulja Boy, which we don't even know how they got this information and they don't bother telling us, which is kind of a key detail. Nintendo's team suggested that selling the game console may violate the Trademark Counterfeiting Act, and that if it can be proven that he violated the law, Soulja Boy may be subject to substantial prison time. How much jail time? Well, according to the Trademark Counterfeiting Act, imprisonment for the first offense up to 10 years and up to 20 years for repeat offenders. This is a true law, but what it sounds like to me is this article was based on the premise of what a law is, not actually what transpired. And honestly, Soulja Boy probably is going to be in a lot of trouble down the road. Like I said in a previous video, if this is super successful and he makes a ton of money off of it, but it's probably not going to end up being this severe. People would argue, well, Nintendo's going after those ROM sites, they're going after all these people that were giving away their ROMs for free. I look at that as 10 plus years of doing the same thing and making substantial money from that, and then not giving any money to Nintendo. If Nintendo were to address it, most likely it would be like somebody making a video game of Metroid or Mario. It would be a cease and desist. They'd say, we saw you doing this, stop doing this. And then he'd cut his losses and nobody would be hurt, and he'd make whatever money he made from it, and he'd go on to sell other things, and like I said in my previous video, he would get name notoriety, which is the only purpose for making these video game systems in the first place. And I use the term making very loosely. Anyways, my point of this video is Soulja Boy is not presently in any danger of prison time right now. Doesn't mean that can't change in the future, but this article right now is from a fake news site that's literally creating it just to get clicks. Anybody giving this legs is being ridiculous. It's not real news, it's fake news. It's what the world has become, where you can create news stories out of thin air, and it doesn't matter if they're real or not. As long as it's a catchy headline or a catchy title, someone will click on it and they'll get ad revenue from people seeing the ads, more visitors to their site, more people seeing what they're writing, and more popularity from their brand. So not only does Soulja Boy do this, but clearly MTO News is doing it as well. This day and age, it doesn't even matter what you're reporting on, as long as you're getting people's attention. That is success, unfortunately, at the end of the day. I do think it's cool they plugged MadLittlePixel's video on the Soulja Boy console. He's an awesome guy. He's been growing like crazy lately and deserves every bit of it. I'm so happy for you, Ron. If anybody has not seen his video, I'm going to put it in the link below in the description. Check it out. Definitely worth your time. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about this situation. Do you believe the MTO News story? Do you think that he actually got a letter from Nintendo and he's in trouble? Or are you more looking at this realistically like, come on, MTO News, you know deep down nothing's happened to Soulja Boy yet, and if it did, give me a break. Everybody in the world would be reporting on this if it was known that Soulja Boy got a letter from Nintendo. That's all I got to say about this situation. I think it's absolutely absurd and ridiculous that I even have to make a video on this in the first place, but I have to give my thoughts on it because I really don't want to see this get any legs and go down the wrong road. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a good one.